What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video where today we are talking about the iPad. More specifically, I have managed to overcome one of the biggest complaints I've had with the iPad. I actually discovered Affinity Design, and it has the one feature that I needed to get work done on the iPad, and that is snapping and guides. Adobe, come on. If you're listening, you need to make that a thing, because honestly, that is a huge deal breaker for someone who is almost completely invested in the Adobe ecosystem on the PC. You need to make a better video editor. You need to make a better photo manipulation app. This is not okay. So with all of that said, I am now using Affinity Design for editing or creating thumbnails, photos, whatever, assets for videos and whatnot. And I use LumaFusion to edit video. I still haven't resolved the storage issue that I've been having ever since I bought it. What I've been able to do to kind of get around that is I have an external drive attached to my desktop, which is shared over the network, because for some reason it doesn't work on the iPad. Not entirely sure why. I suspect it has something to do with power draw, even though I have power going to a USB adapter. It just doesn't work for some reason. But I have the external 8TB drive hooked up to my desktop. It's formatted as exFAT so that I can use it. What I've also managed to do with the iPad is I've kind of slimmed down the set of apps that I use on the iPad, because I use it mostly for productivity and entertainment. I don't really use it for anything else. I'm not, changing my website or anything like that. If I'm going to do that, I'll do that in a remote desktop on a PC, because the Squarespace app on iPad is still kind of meh. Safari is kind of flaky when it comes to Squarespace on the iPad. So I just open up a remote desktop session and I tinker around with the website as I see fit. But for the most part, I'm using LumaFusion, Affinity Designer, and Microsoft Word, along with obviously Safari and a handful of other apps. All I do is I take the footage from my iPhone 12 Pro Max, transfer it over to my iPad, and well, there you go. Now, what that doesn't solve is those special cases where you need access to desktop software. This is something I've complained about before, and is something that is likely not going to go away anytime soon. I've actually managed to get everything I needed done over the past week as I've been experimenting with this whole thing. And the only time I ever need my desktop is when I need to get something serious done, and I can remote into it using a remote desktop session. I have a trackpad and a keyboard on this combo touch keyboard from Logitech. If you haven't checked this out, you should totally do so. Totally worth the money. My wife has one. She loves it, and it's a really nice device. Aside from the fact that my particular model had the defects, my wife's model doesn't even have the defects that mine does. Aside from the mushy keyboard that I was experiencing with this model, it's a really good keyboard mount trackpad combination, although I still find myself preferring to use like a Bluetooth mouse or something like that, because I prefer the full size of a regular mouse. That's really all I have for today, folks. I'll see you guys next time.